Hey, what's going on, y'all? So today is November the 11th. Uh, we're celebrating, or not celebrating, but we're remembering, I should say, uh, our freedom, how we got freedom, and all the, things that's happened. Like the soldiers fought for us, all the things they've done for us. This is what we remember today here in Canada, Remembrance Day. So, yeah, going right into it. Last night, my pick was what was it? Was Houston against in Detroit against the Pistons. So I had Houston +4, so they had to not lose by any more than 4 points. They got the win, 101-99 for the Rockets in Detroit. Uh, Honestly, if the spread was the opposite and it was -4 for the Rockets, I probably still would have took the Rockets. So I'm somewhat disappointed that they only won by 2 points, and it was such a close game. Honestly, if Tobias Harris didn't miss that free throw, actually, I think Cade Cunningham missed a big free throw, and Harris missed a big free throw. And if it wasn't for that, who knows? Pistons probably could have won that game. And the reason why I said I took Houston was because I felt like Houston is clearly the better team in that matchup. They had most of their players available except for Steven Adams. And, to me, like I said, I feel like a close game like that, Rockets gotta step it up a little bit more, but we'll see how they do moving forward, right? So we got the spread though. All right, we'll take it. That's good for the Rockets, but we'll see how they do moving forward. And Cade Cunningham, he looks good, man. Cade Cunningham, he's like teasing a triple double every other night. And he is the only one really carrying that team. Jaden Ivey, he's up and down. I think he had like 6 turnovers, like 9 points and 6 turnovers. Jaden Ivey should at least be, scoring points. I don't know why he's getting so many turnovers. He shouldn't be the primary ball handler on that team. But yeah, they got that. Then they got a few injuries. I do like the addition of, what was it, Paul Reed? Yeah, I do like Paul Reed on that team. I think as they move along, you'll see him and that team. Their chemistry will get better as they go along. Also, Reed Shepard, he doesn't. I think he got what, like 10 minutes or 11 minutes playing time. So he's not getting a lot of playing time. I think there's probably still a lot that Houston wants him to learn. But that is dangerous for Houston because I think a guy like that is going to be crucial for Houston's success. Reed Shepard. Right now, like I said, they're limiting his minutes, but eventually, I think he's going to be a very big weapon for that team. So moving forward, what I got next, the player watch. I did a double up with Grady Dick. I watched the first player watch I did was against the Clippers. He had a decent game. I think probably a little bit better than his game last night against the Lakers. What did he have last night against the Lakers? Grady Dick had 14 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Didn't get any steals or blocks. Went 5 for 10 from the field goal, 2 for 3 from the 3 point, 2 for 2 from the free throw. I'd like to see Grady getting more 3 point shots. I think he should get some more looks. I think that's up to the coach to design the plays to get him open to get more looks from the three. That's why we got him there. Plus, if you've seen, there was a few plays where his first step is very crucial, and I think he'll only get better. His size and his ability to get to the rim. You've seen some flashes of that, and every time he plays, he shows you a little bit of that. His ability to get to the rim, and his playmaking's pretty decent. He's not terrible on defense, but I think the coach should give him the green light in terms of the person to shoot the 3 pointers. That's what we got Grady for. So I'd like to see him take. I mean, three shots from the three in a game like that. I even if he missed, I like to see Grady take some more 3-point shots. But from what I'm seeing with Grady, he's good to go, man. I think he's gonna have this whole season to learn. He's gonna be able to make mistakes without the pressure, and that's gonna help him grow into the next season. So next season, I'm telling you, I think he's gonna be probably second option, if not even one of the first options between him and RJ Barrett. I think uh, they'll share that first, second option scoring. I don't think Scotty Barnes is not going to be the main scorer on this team. I'm going to tell you that from now. Scotty Barnes is going to be a guy who can score, but he'll score a lot of garbage points, a lot of points off of offensive rebounds. But a lot of what Scotty Barnes is going to be doing is playmaking. He's going to be doing everything else. That's what I see Scotty Barnes doing. And you could be an all-star talent and do that. I mean, Draymond got to that point. And I think he could be like a Draymond 2.0. Okay, so I think he could be even better than Draymond Green. But I don't see Scotty Barnes being the number one option in terms of scoring on this team. I think that's going to go to more the guys like Grady Dick and RJ Barrett. Shout out to Mr. Junior, man. Enough respect, man. Enough respect. So, yeah, man. Grady Dick, I'm happy for him. The next Raptor we'll watch probably be RJ Barrett, man, because he's been playing really good. I'm gonna do it quickly too, but for now, I'm gonna probably in that order. I'll probably do RJ Barrett at some point, and then Emmanuel quickly at some point. But I'm gonna spread them out. All right. So what do I got next? All right. I want to deal with the topic, man. I want to talk about these injuries, man. These injuries have been crazy, man, and I got a list of players we're gonna look at, and we'll just talk about how significant like injuries could be to a team's success. Like, I mean, sorry, how much of a downfall like these injuries can be to a team's success. I mean, all right, let's start off. Let's start off with Zion Williamson. All right, Zion, pretty much, we have a thing here where we talk about injury prone players, right? Zion's been injured coming into the league. You see what I'm saying? So it's tough, and we all know why Zion gets injured easily. It's his size, his frame, and what he's able to do. A guy like that shouldn't be jumping over the rim like that. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of reasons why Williamson gets injured a lot, but his team will never get off. Like, they'll never be able to have a successful season if they can't learn how to play with Zion Williamson, because he's never available. You see what I'm saying? Same with other players like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's been injured every year, right? Paolo Banchero, he's young, and I think this is probably not, honestly, I'd say it's probably his second injury, like big injury, and usually he's not out for a long time, right? But when you look at Paolo Banchero, he's solid. He has a solid body, takes care of himself. I think a lot of these players don't drink enough milk, man. I think they need to drink some more milk, help those bones. And yeah, man, I think these players, like even Durant, man, he's pretty frail, man. Like, you know what I mean? Those bones, like frail bones are easy to crack. You see what I'm saying? That's why these guys, I think they need to drink some more milk and stuff like that. Like Chet Holmgren, and I'm just hoping, I don't even want to say his name, but Victor Wembanyama. I hope Victor Wembanyama doesn't get into this spell of injury. So far, Victor Wembanyama's been good, you know, but he's probably eating that good tofu and all that good African stuff, dumpling and all that stuff, flour, milk, drink that milk, that goat milk for the bones, man. Like, these guys, they're just too frail, man. I think that's why we're having so many injuries, and it's tough for their team. When you look at all these players, Paulo Banchero for the Magics. The Magics were supposed to take a step forward this year. They had such a good year last year, and this is such a blow for the Magics. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be out for too long, and I think they'll be okay. But I just hope that this doesn't become a thing for Paulo, right? I wouldn't call Paulo injury prone yet. Now, he's far from that, right? But most of these players are. I mean, if I say Joel Embiid, you're gonna have to say yes for sure. Joel Embiid is injury prone. Okay. Kevin Durant, yeah, somewhat, yes. Zion, yes, he is definitely injury prone. Kawhi, yes. And these are guys that you go into the season knowing that they're not going to be available at some point, whether it's a nagging injury or a new injury. It's tough, man. It's really tough to build your team around that. So these players, when I mention their name, obviously off the bat, you're gonna know their teams are gonna have a problem, and it's gonna be mainly due to injuries. We talk about a lot of reasons why teams are not successful, but injuries we kind of leave that to the back, you know. And the Suns right now with Kevin Durant, I'm not sure. I'd have to take a look at what his injury is and how long he's gonna be out, but they can't afford to be out any players. The roster they're running on a very small amount of players already as is in terms of skills. So they're taking a tough blow. But we'll take a look at Phoenix. When are they playing? I think Phoenix will be playing tomorrow night. So if they're playing without Kevin Durant, we'll see how they look. But that's a tough blow for Phoenix. For the Sixers, I'm telling you, at some point they're gonna just scrap it up and rebuild. That's what's gonna happen for the Sixers at some point because uh, like it's just too much. And then what other team wants to take on that headache of Joel Embiid right now? I mean, just think about the asking price for Joel Embiid, right? And then to know that he's not going to be available. I mean, is he valuable? How valuable is Joel Embiid on the market when you really think about it? You know what I mean? Same with these other players like Kawhi, Zion Williamson. How valuable are these guys if you know they're going to be injured all the time? Right. I heard Chet got injured. I'm not sure exactly when. Like I said, I have to look into this again. But you know, they need Chet, right? And Chet. He's a tall guy. He could move the way he could move, and the way his body's built. You know that he's a guy who you're probably gonna worry about when it comes to injuries. So we'll keep an eye on it, man. But from the fantasy standpoint too, you somewhat feel it. I mean, this is nowhere near like bigger major teams and stuff like that. My little fantasy team don't mean nothing, but at least I know how it feels like when you're missing players and it's like your team you're losing every week because you're missing like key players because you built your team a certain way, you know, for your player to carry whether you like I have Joel Embiid on my team. I know that's my bad to pick him, but I felt like that would be a good choice to have him because of what he could offer, but he's not going to be there. And my team's suffering for it. So it's like you kind of get a peek into what these teams have to deal with. So that's all I got for today about the topic on the injuries and whatnot. But as far as tonight, player watch is going to be Darius Garland. The Cavs have been looking very good lately. Gives us a reason to watch the Cavs and see what they're doing right. And also take a look at Darius Garland and see what his role is and how he's helping his team to to be successful right now. So that's what we got in terms of player watch. For the picks, I have who do I got? I got San Antonio. I have a thing against Sacramento right now, but this was a tough one for me to pick, right? And I have no clue how this is gonna go. I mean, the spread is +1. I got for San Antonio in San Antonio, right? So it's just by 1 point. So that shows you how close they expect this game to be. And it was a tough call for me. But what I seen last from Sacramento the other night tells me that they're not going to win this game tonight because I think San Antonio plays harder and they got a better roster than the Clippers do, right? So I think San Antonio is going to give them a little beating, man. It might not even be by much, but like I said, all I need them to do is to win the game, so that's not a big deal. Doesn't matter what they win by. But we'll see. We're gonna watch this game closely. I want to see how Sacramento does tonight. See if they're playing any better. If DeRozan's role is fitting any better with the team. We'll take a look at that, see how that works. So that's +1 for San Antonio in San Antonio against the Sacramento Kings. And J Star has the Houston Rockets by 13 points. So that's a big one right there. That's a lot. So there, it's Washington versus Houston in Houston. Okay, and he has them minus 12.5. So they got to win by damn near 13 points. So hey, I like Houston. I like Houston. So uh, you know, I'm not going against them, but I'm going against him. But it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game. So we'll see how Houston does. Wizards have been playing some decent basketball lately, and it gives us a reason to see what the Wizards are doing well too, and watch another game of Houston. I don't mind watching Houston. I'll watch Houston every night if I have to. So yeah, I'm cool with that. So that's what we got for tonight. And yeah, I don't see any more comments in the comment section. Y'all feel free to ask any questions or if you got any ideas for any topics or whatever. I'll try and address it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next one.